The episode of the that's not the name of the podcast. The episode of the 2 for 1 podcast. Jeez. The episode of the 2 for 1 podcast you are about to watch was recorded like months ago before the playoffs. And so there's kind of stuff that didn't, I don't know if it's something that didn't age well, but you can obviously tell that we recorded it before the playoffs as Jordany takes out his lightsaber. So keep that in mind.
Bro's dying.
It was supposed to release a while ago, but we got really busy. I got busy with my podcast or my other podcast, Metabolism, and other life stuff.
You neglected the basketball fans. Me
I'm
personally.
sorry. So keep that in mind when you're watching this. I still wanted to release it, anyway, because I mean, shoot, we did talk about it for a while. There's only like a small, some stuff that maybe hasn't aged well, but other than that, I think it's still an episode worth listening to, and I hope you enjoy it. So move on with the episode. Thank you. Welcome to the third episode of the 2 for 1 podcast. That was so cool. Did you see what I did? I said third episode of the 2 for 1 podcast. No, wait, it would be third episode of the 2 for 1 podcast. I am Jamin Williams.
I'm Jordany Vasquez.
And we are back. Jordany, it's been so incredibly long since the last time that I saw you. How are you doing?
I know, man. Everything has changed, man. My family's homeless now. So let me stop with that. Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. Yeah, so for those who aren't catching up on the joke, we're filming this immediately after our last episode just because the way that we were kind of just doing everything, we realized we had so much content. We were gonna do 2 episodes in one. Then we realized how long the episode was going, so we're just like, hey man, whatever, we'll just have this be episode 3. We was yapping. But I really wanted to get this episode done because so actually where this episode idea came from and something that I wanted to discuss on the podcast earlier, but we did not get the chance to. Blake Griffin retired from the NBA recently. He had a very good career, right? A lot of memories, a lot of Kia Soul commercials. Mm-hmm. And I miss prime Blake Griffin. He was one of my favorite players as a kid.
No, for real.
You got a favorite Blake Griffin moment?
Jumping over the Kia, bro. That's rent free. My kids gonna know about that. I'm gonna be like, this guy, his name was Blake Griffin. He was this white guy with curly hair somehow, with tight coils. This white guy with freckles jumped over a Kia. And it was the coolest thing ever when I was your age. That's what I'm gonna tell my kids.
That's what happens when you're mixed. You got all sorts of strange people I come out of there. But yeah, no, for me, I would probably say, the jumping over the car thing was cool when I was younger. It's still cool regardless, but jumping over the hood of the car is a little different. And I know he actually said recently that he wanted to jump over another car, but they couldn't because Kia is the official sponsor of the NBA, or at least was at the time. So that made sense, but it was still cool to see. Definitely one of my
still can't do that.
favorite moments. Yeah.
I would do that and I'll bust my head into a few pieces.
Yeah. Nah. My favorite Blake Griffin moment was probably, it's a physical game. Oh, Leo. If you literally go on YouTube, if you type in "it's a physical game," that dunk will come out. I guarantee. I'm gonna do it right now.
I'm doing it too.
If you type in "it's a physical game," oh me, oh my, then yeah, it'll come up. The Kendrick Perkins song, man,
On
that
Kendrick
was just
Perkins. That makes it even better.
that was violent.
It makes it even better that was on Kendrick Perkins.
That was violent. It's a physical
Mm.
game. Oh me, oh my, a monster slam by Blake Griffin. It's better than a Mozgov. Um, that was pretty great. My second favorite moment, though, I think my real favorite moment when Blake Griffin just like randomly gained these amazing new abilities in his, I think,
Oh
first
yeah,
year in Detroit.
in Detroit, yeah,
When he was playing on like one leg, like in the playoffs,
I remember that.
against
I remember,
Philadelphia, I think, was it?
I remember seeing Blake Griffin hit a 3-pointer. I'm like, what am I? What is
He
this
can, he can,
reality I'm living in?
he was
Like,
passing, he was doing in
yeah, where I
between
was
the
like,
legs.
when did this man become this? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, let me check. They made a playoff 2018, 2019. Oh, they played the Bucks and they lost in 4 games. They didn't even win a game. But I mean,
Mm.
Griffin was playing on one leg. He tried his best, didn't work out. That new era Blake Griffin, where he was doing all the crazy stuff, that's probably my favorite era. I know a lot of people have nostalgia for, like the Lob City.
Yeah, Lob City
Um,
Clippers Griffin.
I
Yeah,
actually have a question for you. Do you remember that song that Tyga made? It was like Lob City Clips, Lob City Clips, CP3 to Blake Griff, DeAndre,
I
Butler,
don't.
and Billups. Yeah, it was a thing. It's on YouTube. I
I'm
used to
not an
love that when
avid
I was
Tiger
younger.
listener,
I'm not either. I
like most
just
of the population. Oh man.
yeah. So yeah, it's I mean, he's always been a good player. Not always one of my all-time, favorites or everything, but every kid wanted to be, Blake Griffin.
Yeah, very
Um,
true.
so I hope he does well in his career. I know like he wants to do like comedy now, which is cool. He is actually
He's
pretty
a funny
funny.
guy. He's a funny guy.
So yeah, hope he does well. But with that being said, when a good NBA player retires, the question is always, will they make the Hall of Fame? Right. And so that kind of made me think because there's a debate. Will Blake make it? Or not even will he make it? Does he deserve to make it? So today we're going to discuss active slash recent NBA players to see their probability of making it into the Hall of Fame. All right. So are you ready, Jordany?
Yes, sir.
So how many just off your head, right, without even saying the players out loud, how many would you probably guess, how many active NBA players currently in the league do you think are Hall of Famers just off the dome?
Maybe like 10,
10. Okay,
probably.
so there are some players where we don't even need to discuss, right? LeBron, Curry, KD, Harden, Chris Paul, Russ, Jokic, I would say, Giannis. I think it ends there though. Everyone else, oh, Kawhi. Everyone else, I think there's some question marks. There are some question marks. Those are the ones that we got to discuss. Um, and that's what we will do in this episode. So with those guys that I named, not, just trying to get them out of the way. Anthony Davis is basically a lock, right? I don't think there's any ifs, ands, or buts about that, right?
Anthony Davis?
Yeah.
He's done. Yeah, no, he's done. Even with the injuries, he's played well enough. Definitely.
Yeah, I
Just looking at the
mean,
numbers again.
yeah,
Oh, good Lord.
he's
Yeah.
done a lot. He's done a
Yes.
lot.
Jeez. This dude. Yeah, no. Yeah, easy. What? Good Lord.
Yeah.
Wow. Sometimes I just don't even look at these numbers. I just, but good Lord.
Anthony Davis is a
What a
nine-time
player.
All-Star, 2020 NBA champion, All NBA 4 times, All Defense 4 times, 3-time block champion, and he was on the 75th anniversary team, which is more or less means you're definitely making it into the Hall of Fame. Definitely deserves it. Did he win Rookie of
I
the Year
mean,
too?
Yeah, second. Who won that year?
I'm gonna try to guess. Hold on. He was drafted in
Oh, actually, this makes sense.
he was drafted in
Uh,
11. Oh, it was Kyrie, wasn't it?
no, Kyrie wasn't even on the list.
They must have been drafted a year after. Then who's hold on. Who was it? 2011.
Oh, 2012, 2013.
That was when Kyrie won.
No, Kyrie was drafted a year before.
So what year did
And he
Kyrie?
won it that
Yeah.
year.
So Kyrie won
But I'm
2012
saying
Rookie
Davis
of the
was
Year.
drafted. No, 2011 Rookie of the Year with Kyrie.
Oh, oh, that's right. So I'm looking at 2012 Rookie of the Year. Who was it?
Dame.
Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot they were the same draft. That's pretty crazy.
yeah, I'm actually not really mad about
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean AD's basically a lock. No even real reason to discuss it. Basketball Reference has him at 99. Um, and then the guy that we were just talking about, Damian Lillard, Hall of Famer.
that. Damian Lillard, man.
I would say
Look at
he
the numbers
is.
again.
He hasn't done a lot in terms of real just like media accomplishments. No ring, no MVP. No, he has one conference finals appearance, I believe. Um,
He's been such a good player, though.
Great player. It's just, he'll make the Hall of Fame.
With the quality of the NBA Hall of Fame, which I'm sure we'll discuss later. Because for those who don't know, I'm a baseball fan, and the Baseball Hall of Fame is a tough one. Only really the greatest players of the generations get into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that later. I'm gonna stop yapping right there so we can talk about that later. But I think no, Dame, the way I see it, Dame was very much a top 10 player for essentially the whole decade. He was top point guard, um, 7-time All NBA, 8-time All Star. He won Rookie of the Year. He finished top 10 in MVP voting 4 times. Yeah, he's got to be in
Yeah.
there. He's got to be
Um,
in. Hmm.
he's basically a lock. Um, I don't agree with him making the 75 team though. I
No,
feel like it should have gone
that
to
was crazy.
another player that we'll talk about later. He's not a top 75 player. He just hasn't done like look, once you make 7-time all NBA, to me that basically means you're a lock. Rookie of the year doesn't matter. All rookie team doesn't really matter. But he's the biggest thing with Dame is that he's an 8-time All Star and 7-time All NBA, right?
Yeah,
Um,
and I was actually
which
wrong earlier. He finished top 10 at MVP voting 5 times, not
gotcha.
4.
Okay, well,
So
and
yeah.
and that's good. I just top 75. I don't agree with, but he is going to be a Hall of Famer. And again, Basketball Reference has him at 98%. Um, Kawhi Leonard is a lock. To me, Kyrie Irving's borderline a lock. I mean, he hasn't done a lot since leaving Cleveland in 2016, 2017, but still a lock though. I mean,
Yeah, Kyrie's in there, man.
I'm
Maybe I'm
not
biased because I really love
I'm
Kyrie.
not the biggest Kyrie Irving fan, but he's a champion, 8-time All-Star. He made All NBA 3 times, 50, 40, 90 club. That champion, run, that
Yeah,
like really
that's
like I wouldn't say at the time that's what solidified it, but like that's what really makes this case strong.
it does.
Um, so what do you think?
It would.
Here's a question: how many All Star games do you think you have to make until you're a lock? Because I think eight is
Um,
probably it.
that's true, but I very much am annoyed with the whole fans vote thing because then we get to things like who am I thinking about here? I'm thinking about someone who was
Andrew
just like
Wiggins.
in yes, Andrew Wiggins, who was a good player was 2 seasons ago, but not an all-star with things like that. But um, I'm more like I said, I like to look at what the people who vote on these awards more so, because with fans you have biases and fans just I don't know, they be weird sometimes.
Yeah.
They have very heavy biases. So I'm more like I said with Dame MVP voting. He finished top 10 5 times. That's impressive. So, Kyrie's finished All NBA a lot of times. Well, not a lot of times. He only had one, two, three All NBAs for Kyrie.
That is a
Dang,
bit surprising, isn't it?
it is.
I think it's injuries
And the
um
position is so loaded.
and just there being, I mean, look, Harden, Curry, Russ, Dame. Those are like your four guards. But even then, like he was never gonna make first team. Then
First
you also
team.
have to factor in Chris Paul, right?
Hmm.
John Wall probably made some.
Shout out John Wall. I'm a John Wall fan also for
Oh, are
those who
you?
don't
I
know.
actually did not know
Love me
that.
some John Wall. I feel bad for him. Very bad for
Um,
him.
so I mean, yeah, I think Kyrie's comfortably a Hall of Famer, and I don't have any issue
Should
with
be
him
in
making
there.
it. I don't have. I
No,
mean,
I wouldn't.
8-time All Star is, to me, if you make eight All Star games according to the rules of the Basketball Hall of Fame, that basically means you're getting in, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Um, Especially when you have some All NBA appearances and of course a ring.
Yeah,
Here's an
with
interesting
that
one.
run, yeah, he should be in there.
Paul George.
PG, man. Playoff P.
Playoff Paul George is not a thing.
Yeah, of all things, that is
Paul
definitely not
George,
a thing.
to me, I mean, I think he arguably has an even better case than Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie,
Here's why.
all
Um,
defensive teams.
all defensive teams. But there you
Yeah,
go. He's made
yes.
more all defensive. Well, obviously he's made more all defensive teams, and I mean, all NBA third team 5 times. He made first team in 2019. That was a MVPG on OKC. That was fun. Steals leader in 2019. Most improved player in 2013.
Golly, that year was crazy. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't even remember him playing. Good Lord have mercy. Yep.
If I'm not
No, that's crazy.
mistaken, he had the third most amount of threes in an NBA season behind Curry and maybe like Dame or something. I forgot. At least at the time. I don't know if it's changed now, but at the time he did. He had third most. Of course, me being an OKC fan, I was very interested in that. So I think Paul George is pretty much a Hall of Famer. I mean, look,
No,
how
he
he
should.
how he
Yeah.
performs in the playoffs is one thing, but you're not going to get snubbed for that, right?
Yeah, no. I
When you're a
mean,
Hall of Famer, you're a Hall of Famer. Simple as that.
his whole career, the career averages 20 points, 1.7 steals, 6 boards, 3.7 assists, all defensive teams. He's finished in depot voting top 10, 4 times.
Yeah, it's impressive.
That yeah, he's
Was he
insane.
top three in his MVP year in OKC?
He was third.
Third? Okay. That
Yeah,
makes sense. Behind, let me guess, Giannis and Gobert.
Gobert. Gobert. It's about depots or MVP.
Oh, no, yeah, I said defensive player.
Oh shoot, I thought you said MVP for some
I did say MVP, but I meant did Paul George finish
Yeah, Gobert was
top
one.
three?
Gobert won, then Giannis, and then
Paul George was number three.
yeah,
Gotcha. That's good. Um, I think Paul George is pretty much a Hall of Famer, and
he's in
according
there.
According to Basketball Reference, he has a 97%
97.
chance,
Yeah.
whereas Kyrie has 93. What's surprising though is that they have Kyrie and Paul George over Kawhi in terms of ratings, and I kind of get it because Kawhi's been injured for so long. But two Finals MVPs to me puts it pretty high up there.
Nasty
Um,
work.
I mean, we're talking in his prime is like top 10, small forward of all time. Top,
Oh yeah.
top eight, I would say.
It was 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.7 steals. But with that generational defense, two depots, multiple, multiple top three finishes and MVP,
And one killer
top
laugh.
10. Ah,
Yeah.
that one's better. No, Kawhi's in there, man. It's unfortunate he doesn't play, but he's in there.
Um, Here's a very interesting. This is when things get actually interesting, right? Like very, very interesting. According to Basketball Reference, Kyle Lowry has an 85% chance of making it to the Hall of Fame. Now, Kyle Lowry is a player who is an NBA champion, six-time All-Star, and one-time third team. If it wasn't for that championship run, I don't think he's an 85% chance Hall of Famer.
Mm-mm,
Because when you
mm-mm,
take those away, he's just a six-time All-Star and one-time All-NBA, which isn't that different than Joe Johnson. I like Joe Johnson though. It's not that different from guys like him. Um, so what do you feel about Kyle Lowry potentially making
He's
the
in
Hall of
what
Fame?
he's in what we call the Hall of Very Good. Not Hall of Famer just yet. The Hall of Very Good. He's been a so I mean, he finished in top 10 MVP voting one year. Wasn't even aware of that. Random. But I mean, he's been a very good player. 6-time All-Star, like we said, champion, made an All NBA team. He's been a good player. Averaged 14, 4, and 6 for his career. Good player. Hall of Very Good for sure.
Absolutely.
But not just the Hall of Fame. Not yet.
Yeah.
We haven't reached that
Um,
pinnacle.
I mean, according to Basketball Reference, he has an 85% chance, so he likely will make it. He's not first ballot, regardless. Definitely
Mm-mm.
not.
Heck no.
But they'll probably give him one, and it's going to be because I mean he's the greatest Raptor of all time, in my opinion. He's not the best player to ever play for the Raptors, but he's the greatest Raptor of all time, and he probably leads them in some stats. I would imagine, probably like assists or something. But I like Kyle Lowry, and ultimately I think he will make the Hall of Fame. But if he didn't win that ring, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I just don't. Um, but a ring really changes conversation, right?
Yeah.
So Kyle Arizona, here's all right. So Draymond Green to me is a Hall of Famer,
Mm-hmm.
but if it wasn't for the fact he was playing with Curry, he would still make All NBA defensive teams. So he's four-time champion, obviously, four-time All Star, All NBA second team, which is pretty surprising actually. An All NBA third team, defensive player of the year, four-time defensive first team, four-time defensive second team, and steals leader in 2017. So I mean, if he wasn't playing for Golden State and with Curry of all, then we can take the championships away. We can probably take. I'll take three of those four All Stars away. And I'll take all of them away. He's not making any All NBA teams,
Hmm.
but those defensive, he still, regardless, would be probably considered one of the best defenders of all time.
Yeah.
I
When
don't think that alone puts you in the Hall of Fame. But again, he played with Curry and played great in the finals, multiple years, had some genuine All Star years. So I'm not taking those away to try to, to discredit him like Curry carried him or anything, because that's not necessarily true for the most part. But he's not a player that really stands on his own as a Hall of Famer. He gets in the Hall of Fame because he was a terrific co-star, but he was
yeah,
also a terrific player. But like
in his own way.
in his own way, yeah, you get what I'm trying to say.
It's like, and obviously his biggest comparison is Dennis Rodman. Everybody always goes on about Dennis Rodman and Draymond and the type of player they were. Shout out Dennis Rodman, by the way, he's from Trenton, New Jersey.
Really?
Tapping for Jersey, yeah. Even though I never stepped foot in Trenton, but it's not the point. Um, and other than the rebounding, it's pretty close. Obviously, Rodman is consensusly the greatest rebounder of all time,
Yes.
but he averaged 1 point in assists. Draymond averaged six. Draymond could shoot the three a lot better than Rodman did. Obviously, that wasn't required of him, not only in his role, but also in the
Yeah.
era, even extra.
Yeah.
But that is something to consider. Even at the free throw line, he is way better. And they have a similar PER. But I believe Draymond should get in.
Yeah.
Um, what's his chance? His probability is 76.
I think it should be a little higher, but
It should be higher if, in no disrespect to Kyle Lowry, but if Kyle Lowry is
oh
83,
yeah.
Draymond should be like 85,
Yeah.
86. Um, I think he should get in. Maybe like how many ballots? How many are the max ballots you can get in the
But
NBA?
I thought there were
10?
two. There might be. Really? Hold on. Let me. I could be
I don't know.
wrong.
I'm thinking of baseball again because
Yeah.
that's a good question to ask. Because in the baseball ballot, you can be on for 10 years, I believe, until you're off. But definitely not first ballot. Far from first ballot, dude.
How many ballots are in basketball? Can't find a concrete answer. Um, a player must be fully retired for 4 full seasons. He may then be considered for in a fifth year of retirement. So I'm not sure how long you can say. Well, regardless, he's not
Regardless,
first.
he's not. He's far from first ballot.
Yeah,
That's really the whole point of what I'm saying. But he should get in.
he will for sure. Um, I have no issue with him getting in.
Mm-mm.
Now, here's one player that I do have a little bit of an issue with getting in, right? Kevin Love, NBA champion, 5-time All Star, 2-time All NBA second team, most improved player, rebounding leader. But I just don't know,
K-Love,
because
man. He was so good with the Timberwolves, man. Yeah,
he was, but he wasn't
he
doing
was
anything
so
over
good with
there.
the
You know what I
Timberwolves.
mean?
But that is also just a fact. He was a double double machine for the Timberwolves, bro.
He
What the
was.
heck? Wow.
I take it back. I don't have an issue with Kevin Love getting in, but he's not first ballot either. He's just not.
He's 73 on on basketball
Do you
reference.
think Kevin Love should be
73%.
under or over Kyle Lowry in terms of? I think it should be over.
I feel like he should be over because he very much had higher highs than he had very higher highs
Yeah.
than Kyle Lowry. Like this man was doing 26 and 13 boards in Minnesota in his prime in Minnesota, bro. That's crazy. 20 points and 15 boards. Like 20 points back in these days in these times is like you're a good scorer. You're an above average scorer.
Yeah,
Now it's more like, okay, you're a good scorer, but not out of this world. But back in those days, you were averaging 20. You're like,
yeah,
okay, this guy can score the basketball.
yeah.
So I'd say his chances are higher than Kyle Lowry. He shouldn't be first ballot once again. But I'm also someone who want to operate off what I think Hall of Famers should be. I like to go based off their primes because it's like, and obviously considering the situation. But even like in Cleveland, when his role was diminished in comparison to Minnesota, he was still a really good player. But I don't really like to look at the older years or when they're super young in the league. I try to find a balance when they're in their prime and you can tell they're more comfortable in the league and they've had time. So that's very much how I like to operate when it comes based off my Hall of Fame evaluations. And Kevin Love had a good prime, very good prime. Not first ballot, take a few ballots, but I wouldn't be mad if he gets in.
Excellent. I agree with you. This person I think should be higher than Kevin Love. I know Kevin Love has a ring, but Jimmy Butler I think deserves to be higher than Kevin Love. But he's not. According to Basketball Reference, he's. I mean, it's just 1%, and that ring definitely carries it for Love. So I do understand it. But I mean, Jimmy Butler, man. I mean, six-time All-Star, All-NBA second team, All-NBA third team 4 times, five-time All Defensive second team, the steals leader and most improved player. He's a Hall of Famer, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Again,
he's
maybe not
definitely.
first ballot, but elite
He's
player
34. Dang, I
easily.
didn't even know he's 34.
Yeah.
The players who grew up with are old now. I got to accept that.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, I think yeah. If once again, I don't understand how Kyle Lowry so high. It really is the ring.
Yeah.
Even though Caleb got a ring too, and I think he had a much higher peak. But shout out Kyle Lowry. But um, yeah, Jimmy Butler should be in there definitely.
Yeah.
And we know about playoff Jimmy. I mean, we know about playoff Jimmy.
Yeah. He's gonna say it's not a thing, but it's definitely a thing. Um, I hate that commercial. Um, Clay Thompson.
Clay, man. Oh man, Clay, man. What happened to you, Clay? That
So
stupid ACL injury.
and
Oh,
Achilles.
Clay. Oh yeah, that's true.
Clay
Dang,
Thompson
Clay.
is a 4-time champion, 5-time All Star, 2-time All NBA third team, All Defensive second team, All Rookie first team, and a 3-point contest winner in 2016. He's a Hall of Famer. Again, he's not going to be first ballot. He was a co-star for his entire career, and I don't think Clay could lead. If Clay was like the lead guy on a team, I'm not sure he's a Hall of Famer. I'm just really not.
Yeah,
He's
his
a catch and
percentage,
shoot player,
his probability has actually been the lowest we've seen so far. He's at 70.
70%. Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I would say as
He was a
much.
one-dimensional player,
Yeah,
which is well, I mean, he was good on defense too.
he was.
He was a pretty solid defender, but definitely, he was a good one-trick pony though. When it comes to being a one-trick pony, he was an amazing one-trick pony.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
how he scores 60 on like 10 dribbles. It's like, all right, bro. We get it, big bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
we get it, big bro.
Embiid.
Man, that's you see, and this is interesting because
This
you
is
didn't
like
mention
no,
him in
no,
the
no. See,
locks.
this is
You didn't mention him in the
Embiid.
locks earlier. I was like, you didn't mention him in
This is so Embiid just won MVP recently. Um, Embiid is an active player, obviously. But
his numbers are just so good.
he's the only active player to win MVP that is like below 80% according to basketball. And that's really only because of the fact that he's not done, you know?
66% to me to Embiid is crazy,
He
bro.
just won an MVP.
I'm not even gonna lie. And Embiid's been on my nerves for a little while now, but just because he gets on my nerves with some of his antics, I can't deny the fact this guy is a crazy talent.
Yeah.
And he's only 29, so he still has
I saw that he's 30.
30.
Yeah, he turned
Oh,
30 2 months ago. So he's
oh,
basically 29. But
come on, basketball reference. What's going
yeah.
on here?
I don't know.
But yeah, he still has a good 2 3 years left with him, and those 2 3 years are more likely than not gonna be him being in MVP contention if he can stay healthy,
Yeah. Yeah.
relatively healthy. But I
Um,
mean, he plays the way I say he plays like how he has been playing for the next 3 years. He's a lock.
what to me what sets Embiid apart from some of these other guys is he's a two-time scoring champion. Those other guys were not. So he was 2023 MVP, All Stars 7 times, 5 times, 5-time All NBA, 3-time All Defensive, 2-time scoring champ. So yeah, that's all of him career to me. Um,
Already. That's he probably has the best career, almost the best career out of everyone we've seen so far, and he's the youngest by a pretty good margin.
yeah. Um, I think Embiid is like the last player where I'm just like he will get in at some point because his career's not over with yet. I think he'll be
No,
a lock by the time he's done, but
if he
you know,
can stay healthy,
stay healthy and stop injuring other people.
that too.
So this is where things get extremely shaky. DeMar
I think I know what
DeRozan,
you're gonna mention. Oh man, I thought he was gonna. Let me actually not say any names, just
yeah,
in case you say them in the future.
DeMar DeRozan ain't no Hall
DeMar
of Famer.
DeRozan,
I'm sorry,
man.
I'm not giving
No,
it to him. No, Basketball Reference has him at 46%. We got to draw the line somewhere. People will tend to use Grant Hill and Tracy McGrady as like the two gold standards of just like unworthy, Hall of Famers. I don't put DeRozan over Grant Hill, and I sure don't put him over,
you Mac.
Tracy McGrady. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna give him a pass. I don't think maybe he'll make the Hall of Fame. I don't want him to though. I mean, he's the first player. I'm just like, I don't want you to make the Hall of Fame. I just
Man, he's
don't.
been averaging 20 points since 2013,
He
though.
has. He's very consistent, at least in the regular season. I just refuse to give it to him though.
His accolade, he didn't have as many accolades as I thought. 3-time All NBA, 6-time All Star. That's it.
Yeah. That's why I'm just like, I'm not giving it to you, man.
It's a tough one because I thought his accolades would be more,
Yeah.
but he's just been such a consistent, good scorer, and it's like he still has yet to slow down.
Yeah. Timeout. I gotta get a tissue.
Okay.
Give me a second. Okay. So yeah, I'm sorry, DeRozan. I like your game and stuff. One of the best mid ranges of all time, I would say. But I'm not giving it to him, man. I'm sorry. I gotta draw the line somewhere. And I just refuse to let you in. Not like it matters, because I don't vote for this, but I'm not giving it to him. Here's an interesting current NBA player.
Man,
Luca. He's not a Hall of Famer yet. He's just not. but I think he will make it into the Hall of Fame.
This is what his fifth season.
Seventh, I think.
Seventh.
Sixth or seventh, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So what do you think?
He's 24.
24,
By
25, something like that.
27, I think he's going to be Hall of Fame career.
Yeah. I mean, look, the crazy thing about Luka is that remember it's a basketball Hall of Fame, not just an NBA Hall of Fame. And Luka has
And he
accolades.
overseas.
Exactly, he has accolades outside of the NBA. I mean, look at it. He had, oh my gosh, I don't even want to read all these.
He's already at
EuroLeague,
40%, which is crazy.
EuroLeague MVP, EuroLeague Final Four MVP, bunch of EuroLeague stuff, bunch of stuff I've never even heard of. So I
Lots of
mean,
good stuff. Lots of good stuff.
come
Lots of
on,
good stuff.
man. Like, and he's what 20? He's 25, so still so young, you know.
He's going to be a lock if he keeps this up. I think he should win MVP this year.
He's gonna he's
Hot
gonna
take.
he's gonna win MVP within the next 2 years, 2 or 3 years,
He should.
easily. Yeah.
Shout out Lucas.
Shout out Luca, one of my favorite players for
He's tough.
sure.
He's tough. He should also be an face of the league type of guy. Um, he's different.
Yeah, he is. John Wall. No,
Hurts me to say,
I
but
know Hall
no.
of Famer. I know Hall of Famer.
Which is, man, if the injuries ain't come, bro, this man could have been upper echelon of point guards, in my opinion, really. Because prime John Wall was different, bro. Two-way player. Like 2016 John Wall was actually crazy, bro. 23 points, 10 assists on 2 steals, 80% from the free throw line, 45% from the field, 32% from three. That's kind of shaky. But like I said, this was kind of at the start of the 3-point boom. So it was still kind of like a foreign thing to be uberly efficient at the 3-point line.
Yeah,
But he was just so good. I loved watching John Wall play so much, bro. Them Wizards teams. I'll never
super
forget
fast.
when he hit that step back. When he hit that step back against the Celtics, I believe, and he
Yeah,
started throwing up all them sets. I was like, yo, this dude is him. This
yeah,
dude is so him, bro. He was so good, man. It's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. I feel so
yeah.
bad for him.
I was never the biggest Wall fan. I didn't like his attitude and stuff. I mean, I gotta get another tissue. I was never a fan of his attitude. Yeah, I still need to. I wasn't a fan of him too much. I wasn't a fan of his attitude and stuff. But I mean, I don't know. I think John Wall, good player, but not Hall of Fame worthy, and he's never going to get another shot in the NBA. I don't think. See,
No,
there's a difference between guys like Russell Westbrook and John Wall, right? Russell Westbrook isn't as good as he once was, clearly, but people like having Russ on their teams,
yeah,
right? He's got a lot of friends in the NBA. John Wall just does not. You never hear people talk about John Wall the same way they do Russ. I'll give you another one. DeMarcus Cousins. You never hear guys like, look, if DeAndre Jordan can be on a league or on a team simply because of the fact that he's a well liked guy, like if John Wall was cool like that, he'd be on a team too, but he's not. Same thing with Cousins. So, I'm not a big John Wall fan, and he's not making it. And injuries cooked him for sure. You remember when he got injured because he slipped out of the bathtub or
yeah. I
something.
remember that. That was just like, dang, bro, what's going on?
Um. So yeah, here's an interesting one. Gobert. is a 25% chance of making it, according to basketball. Look, he's 30, 31. He's still playing. He's on a contend. He might even win a ring this year. But regardless of the ring, he should be higher than
It should be a
25%.
lot higher.
He should be way higher than Wall. He should
With
be
a
higher
three
than
time
DeRozan.
with a three time depot,
Soon to be four.
yeah, 14 points, which is pretty good for a mainly defensive player. Not that
Yeah.
bad. 13 boards, 2 blocks for his career. Oh no, he averaged, I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. But 12 points, about 12 boards with 2 blocks a game for your career, three time having won depot 3 times. Uh 20% is kind of robbery.
No, I agree with you. I think it's kind of crazy. I'm not a Gobert fan in the slightest. I really don't like Gobert all that much, but we're talking about one of the greatest defensive centers of all time. He's a Hall of Famer to me. I don't care what percentage. Like when all he should be a Hall. If he retired right now, to me, he's a Hall of Famer. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't even have all-stars like that for some reason. Like I said, I'm just an all-star voting
Yeah.
because this guy, yeah, no. He should, yeah, just based off the defense. Because if the whole rhetoric around people like um Draymond or Dennis Rodman was their defense, it doesn't make any sense for Gobert to be not
25.
considered at
Yeah.
all, basically, when he was very much one of the best defensive players in the league for about a decade.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Makes no sense to me. He deserves higher. He deserves better. But here we are. He's also a rebounding leader and a blocks leader as well. So he deserves it. And if he wins the ring this year, he's absolutely a lock, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The disrespect is crazy. Um, Oddly enough, they actually have Karl Anthony Towns over Jason Tatum. I'm not sure why. I guess Karl Anthony Towns has played longer, but that's an interesting choice for sure. I mean, look, Cat has four-time All-Star, two-time third team, rookie of the year, and then rookie first team. Good numbers, like good accolades to have.
He's from Edison.
Tatum's, huh?
Shout out. He's from Edison, New Jersey. Shout out, Cat.
Really? Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's from New Jersey too. Yeah.
Man, you know all the New Jersey NBA players.
I have to know. It's kind of my duty as a New Jerseyan.
Well, shout out CJ McCollum. He went to Lehigh, Pennsylvania
I actually did
college.
hear about that. I actually
Yeah.
did hear about that. That was actually really cool.
Hey man, Pennsylvania, we claim CJ McCollum, we claim Sabrina Carpenter, we claim I don't count everyone that's from Philadelphia because that's just too easy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I got Ken
Um
Griffey Jr. too.
we do.
Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. is from Pennsylvania.
We got Larry Holmes. He was a boxer.
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, he's from Easton.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's actually a
There's a street
statue
there.
of him. Yeah.
There's a street there too. Yeah.
We got I don't know. We got some other people though. But obviously when you include Philadelphia, then that's a lot more, you know. Patty LaBelle, Kevin Hart, Bill Cosby. You know, we got some people, you know, like we definitely got some people. Um
We've gone off topic.
we have gone on topic. I'm definitely gonna yeah, I was just about to correct course real quick. But yeah, Tatum. I think he deserves to be higher than Cat, but I also don't think he's a Hall of Famer yet. He's just not. He's still
No,
so. I mean, he's only 19. You know.
he's only 19 exactly. But
So yeah,
even then, Tatum, no man. Tatum's been 5-time All-Star, 3-time All NBA. He's gotten to the finals. He's
yeah.
2 games off winning the finals. No, he shouldn't be. Cat shouldn't be higher.
He shouldn't be. I like Cat
and
though,
at the
but
tender age of 19.
here's a question: if Cat wins a ring this year, is he higher than Tatum?
That's a good question because I'm not when it comes for rings to me, I don't take rings highly into account, and that's a very unpopular take in the NBA community. But I very much just see it as a player can play as good as they can, and they're not always going to win.
Yeah,
We've seen it with so many players in the league. Honestly, all the GOATs have had moments like that in their career
yeah,
where they play to their standard or surpass their standard and they just don't.
yeah.
It's happened to Kobe, it's happened to Jordan, it's happened to Bron. It's happened with every single one of them.
It's happened to Aaron to follow, you know. So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I think I love that we just said that with a straight face. But yeah, so I agree with you to some extent. According to Basketball Reference, Cat's already above Tatum, but
No.
that's a little ishy. Um,
With the ring, I guess it'd be more justified, but when it comes to production on the court, he should at least be like a 30%, I think. I
yeah,
saw he's at 17. He should be at 30 by
yeah.
now.
How do you feel about Al Horford?
Shout out my fellow Dominican. That's my guy. That's one of the whenever my dad sees Al Horford playing, he's like, I mean Al Horford. Um he's a really he is a good player. Al
Yeah,
Horford is definitely a good player. Um Hall of very good, I think. Hall of very good. He was remarkably consistent. Remarkably consistent, honestly.
yeah,
But Hall of very good to me.
that's fair.
Hmm.
Um, I can agree with you on that. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but it is what it is. Um, so there's two more that I want to discuss. Right, one of them should be pretty easy. Dwight Howard, lock, in my opinion, lock. People and look, I get Dwight Howard, he blah blah. I know. But guys, come on. He's an 8-time All-Star, right? He's five. He's one, two, eight. 8-time All NBA, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, All Defensive First Team 4 times. Made
5 times.
second team. Huh?
I think it's 5 times.
Wikipedia has it at
Oh,
4.
Wiki? Oh, really? I'm looking at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Are they combining all of them? Because he does have 4 first teams and 1 second team.
Oh, yeah, and 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the second.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, there's that 5-time rebounding leader, 5-time blocks leader. Like, come on now. Like, he's a
You know,
Hall of Fame.
he
Oh, and he is in fact an NBA champion. He played with the Lakers. He didn't. You know,
like
it
looking at the
counts. It
numbers
counts.
again. No, he should be. He is a lock. Because before, like, I was like, I don't really know. But then again, it's like I didn't know the numbers, and I'm seeing them now. He was like, and I remember the three depots, but it's like, is Ben Wallace in the Hall of Fame?
It's a great
He
question.
is. Yeah, he
Okay.
is.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hmm. And Dwight was honestly way better offensively than Ben Wallace was.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Dwight's a lock.
He's a lock. Now we have one more person to
99%
discuss.
on Hall of Fame. Yeah.
And he has multiple appearances on the Disney Channel, including one great episode of Sweet Life on Deck. He was on Kick Butowski's too, which is crazy. Why did that happen? Why? Out of all people, and out of all shows, why Kick Butowski and why Dwight Howard? That's strange to me. Anyway, one more person to discuss. Probably the most controversial person, not in the sense that he's like a bad person or anything, just because Well, he had a very interesting career, right? Um, do you know where I'm going with this?
Does his name start with a R?
No, but
Oh,
you
dang.
were thinking Rondo.
Yes, I was.
So, okay, in that case, since you did bring up Rondo, do you think Rondo's Hall of Famer? I think he's Hall of very good.
I was thinking the same thing, honestly. Yeah, Hall of very good, but literally like Hall of really, really good.
Yeah,
'Cause this dude is a ball. But it is like the to me the accolades and numbers very much make me confident that I'm right.
okay.
Because literally after 2013, he kind of dipped off, and he
He
was
did.
still getting assists. He was still playing well, but not to like for the amount of assists he had. It's like Chris Paul is also averaging 20 points and getting 2 steals a game.
Yeah,
So
I agree with
sorry,
you.
Rondo. Hall of very good, really, really good, and
Yeah,
Hall of Fame passing. Just strictly
absolutely.
passing,
If it
Hall
was
of
just
Fame
passing, he
passing,
would be Hall of Fame.
Hall
Yeah,
of Fame, first ballot Hall of Fame. Because
yeah,
them highlights are crazy. But
crazy.
who we gonna go with, bro? Actually,
Well, you were right on the R thing, but his last name is R, not his first name.
yeah, I'm lost.
Derrick Rose.
Oh man, D Rose,
Oh
man.
man,
It breaks my heart to say easy. No, I'm sorry, D
no,
Rose. No,
no. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
I don't either. I'm sorry, D Rose. It hurts me to say that.
Look, man, I don't believe. Look, all right. So he's a three-time All-Star and he won MVP, All NBA first team, Rookie of the Year, Rookie first team. He has three All-Star NBA seasons. You cannot make the Hall of Fame from
Mm-mm.
three All-Star NBA seasons. To me, you need at least, according to other people who have made the Hall of Fame, you need at least wow. You need at
7,
least 6 great years.
6.
It doesn't have to be necessarily um 7 all-star appearances.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing other stuff, if you're making defensive player of the year, if you're doing other stuff, you can do other stuff without actually making all-stars, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Because it's fan
You need
voting
at
at the end of the
least
day.
6 great years filled with accolades. Derrick Rose is 3, right? Because Grant Hill, I think he's a 6-time All Star, if I'm not mistaken. I can look it up. But a lot of people use Grant Hill as like the worst All Star because of injuries and stuff. You know, he's a 7-time All
Oh
Star.
yeah, because his talent, Grant Hill's talent is
Yeah,
Hall of Fame worthy.
but like D Rose has 3 good years, and you can't make the Hall of Fame from 3 great years. You just can't, in my
Nope.
opinion.
I hate
So
to say it, because who
look,
isn't a D
man,
Rose fan?
he
Everyone
was
our age is a D Rose fan.
he was going to be one of the greatest point guards ever,
Yeah.
but he's not. So he's not going to make the Hall of Fame. He's they
No.
have him at 10%, Hall of Fame.
Which is
And,
pretty appropriate.
and if he does make the Hall of Fame, and the rare chance that he does,
It's
it'll
off pity.
be a pity award.
It'd be off pity.
It's a pity award, and
Now,
I don't
honestly,
believe in pity awards.
being very honest, if there's someone to give a pity award, I wouldn't be mad if it's D Rose.
But not for something as important as the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
Yeah, I get that.
D Rose just does
But
not deserve, in my
no,
opinion.
he
You
doesn't.
can't make the Hall of Fame off of potential.
Three
And
good
it
years and
and,
potential.
and if he does, because I get it, you're saying, yeah, but in those 3 years, he was one of the best players, one of the quickest. I understand that, but that's only 3 years.
You can make that same argument for Grant Hill.
You can't. But at least he has 7 All Stars,
No, but I'm saying like what
5.
what what you're saying that people are saying like, but those 3 great years were amazing. It's like Grant Hill also had 3 years and a little more of being one of the best players in the league.
Yeah,
And it's like he's in the hall, but it's like you know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
like if you were to say that Grant Hill is a bad Hall of Famer, but then say D Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame, That's not consistent.
Yeah, not consistent. My whole life is consistent. Oh, stupid. Anyway, shout out SGA. No,
Yeah,
I.
Mr. Consistent.
I'm not feeling Derrick Rose as a Hall of Famer,
Mm-mm.
and I don't think he deserves it. Will
No,
he make
it's
it?
unfortunate.
I don't think he will. I really don't think he will. I mean, he has a 10% chance, and if he does, it's a pity award, and you can't give out pity awards. You just can't.
It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yep.
You know what's kind of funny? We didn't discuss Blake Griffin. I don't think we did.
Hilarious.
It started
We did
with him.
not
I don't think we
discuss
discussed it.
Blake Griffin,
We can
but
right now if you want.
yep,
Um,
Blake is Hall of very good. Is he?
let's check
This is a tough
basketball
one.
reference.
I
Um,
am, and I'm like,
he has a
because he has
54% chance.
five All NBAs, 6-time All Star.
Okay, so here's an interesting thing. Yao Ming is in the Hall of Fame.
Okay,
Basketball reference had him at 52%. Blake Griffin is at 54%.
Yao Ming was an 8-time All Star, 5-time All NBA.
But to
Blake
me,
Griffin,
like,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
you know who you can compare Blake Griffin to? Chris
Oh,
Webber. And Chris Webber's a Hall of Famer. Um, like actually, he is like a Hall of Famer.
yeah,
So
this
if
is
Chris
true.
Webber gets in, then Blake Griffin probably gets in.
That's fair.
Their
Yeah, I'm
careers
looking
are
at the numbers
pretty
right now.
similar.
They're very, very similar. Yeah. Yeah, if that's the case,
So
then yeah, definitely.
congratulations,
But
Blake Griffin. You are, but he's not
yeah,
first ballot though. And now it
no,
was,
no.
Chris Webber.
But then again, like I said earlier, I'm for raising the bar of the NBA Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Anyone who's into baseball will tell you that the Baseball Hall of Fame generally has some of the greatest players of each generation in there, and that's how you get in.
yeah, yeah,
In baseball, I wouldn't really say there's any bad Hall of Famers. Everybody looks at the Hall of Fame and they're like, okay, that guy deserves to go in. There is some controversy related to steroid users and things like that, and you know, bad people, not bad players, but bad people
yeah.
being in the hall. But when it comes to the numbers, it's like most of the time you look at the numbers and you say like, yeah, that dude was one of the best players of this generation.
Yeah,
And I think the NBA and all Hall of Fames across sports should be that way.
I agree with you. But unfortunately, it's not the case. And that's why we had this episode. I really enjoyed this talk
Facts.
because it's one of those conversations that I always have in my head with like imaginary people. Not that I'm actually talking to imaginary people. Like in my head, if I'm trying to like fall asleep or something, that's what ends up happening. So, with all that being said, this concludes another episode of the 241 podcast. I'm gonna get that down. 241 podcast, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know what you think in the comments. Comments, not comics. Comments, seriously. And do you agree with our takes? Do you not agree with our takes? Do
And
you
if you don't agree with our takes, then you're brain dead.
you're just wrong. No, I'm kidding. But hope you guys have a
I'm
good
not kidding.
day. He's not kidding. He's not kidding. But I hope you guys have a good day. Jordany hopes you guys have a bad day. And
No. Basketball's never that deep. But I mean, you know, if you disagree with me, you're just smooth brained. But that's okay.
it's okay.
It's all right. I'm not judging you.
Well, I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you guys in the next episode. See ya.